Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Ned Bellavance, Ned1313 on Twitter, and welcome to the Daily Check-In for November 9th, 2020. It's Monday, and I know usually I would be posting another best career advice I ever got episode, and that's not going to be today. And that's not because I couldn't find another guest, but it's because I want to talk a little bit about the channel or the podcast, depending on how you're listening at large, what the future looks like, and kind of get an idea of what those of you who have subscribed are thinking. So that's what I wanted to do with this episode. Just a quick reminder, if you didn't already know, I also run a podcast called Day 2 Cloud. And if that is of interest to you, we publish weekly, and it's a 45-minute conversation about something in the cloud computing space. And there's been some pretty interesting episodes recently. I've really been enjoying doing it. I've been doing this for a year and a half now, and it's a lot of fun. You can find that at packetpushers.net or day2cloud.io, and 2 is spelled out, TWO. So you can check that out. Let me know what you think of that. Before we talk about today's topic, let's check in. How you doing? How was your weekend? I guess depending on where you lay on the political spectrum, it was awesome or sad. And I mean, it was awesome for me. So I guess you know where I lay on the political spectrum, but that's it's just how it goes. But it did get some perspective, and this may help you or just give you an idea. I talked to some people who did vote for the other candidate, and what I thought was interesting was they didn't like the person or the candidate, but they felt that the party best represented their political leanings. And for them, it was less a vote for the candidate and more a vote for the party. And like, I get that. So a little bit of understanding there, like not 100% across the goal line, but I kind of get where they're coming from. And while I'm glad that Trump is gone, at the same time, there's a lot of work to do and a lot of healing to happen. And if the real division was on political issues and not that one big personality that was kind of distorting everything, I think we've got a better shot at it. So hopefully you agree, and hopefully, things will, I won't say get back to normal, but they'll move towards a better new normal. Let's say that. Okay. Hopefully it's not too divisive. Let's talk about the future of this channel and this podcast and what's going on with that. So you may have noticed, for those of you who have been around for a while, I used to live stream this, and I was running into some streaming issues, some stuttering issues, and there weren't that many people that joined the live stream. So I stopped live streaming for 2 reasons. One was all these weird issues that I was having, and the other was I started doing more in-depth demos that really did require some editing. I mean, like when I'm installing Ubuntu on a VM running on a Raspberry Pi and it takes 20 minutes, you don't want to sit there and watch me do it for 20 minutes. The point of this was shorter videos, like 10 minutes. 15 minutes at the max. And that was going to be pushing into, an hour of watching me do all that. And that's probably not the most interesting thing you want to do with your time. So that's why I stopped live streaming. But I have been posting daily. Every day I've had a video. And aside from 1 or 2 weeks that I've taken off since April 1st, I am now up to 150 videos. This is the 150th video that I've done. And that's a lot. And I don't mean, I'm not trying to like pat myself on the back or anything dumb like that, but I think it is a good, milestone for a little reflection on where things are today and where I kind of want to go with things. So with that all in mind, I've noticed that my videos, especially Terraform Tuesdays and Home Labbing Thursdays, have gotten a little more produced, a little bit longer, a little more in depth. I've also started this best career advice ever on Mondays, which means taking the time to find a guest and book that guest and do a little planning and then actually record it and then edit it, which that's a lot of work. And building these demos for Terraform Tuesday and for Home Labbing Thursday, that takes a significant amount of time. At least my tech analysis stuff on Wednesday is not that bad, but that takes a little bit of time to think of and write. And I don't do a whole script, but at least I have to come up with the nugget of an idea. And then Fridays with Vault, well, at least that's been relatively easy because it's been certification stuff, which I'm writing a guide for. So those two like go in hand a little bit, but still, like, it's a lot of work to do all this. And I'm not like whining, oh, woe is me, I'm making YouTube videos and life is awful. Like it's a lot of work. And the thing is, I really like what I'm doing. I am enjoying this, but I have to be honest. I'm not making any money off this channel. And there's an opportunity cost to me for making the videos when I could be doing other things that I know will in fact make me money. So with that in mind, I need to make a decision. And now this is also kind of based off of looking at other channels on YouTube and finding the ones that do really well in this space and the level of production that they're hitting. They're putting out maybe a video a week and it's high production. It's got multiple scenes, maybe multiple cameras. There's green screen. There's a lot of stuff going on. So I could increase the quality of the videos and also significantly raise the level of effort for each video. Or I could go back to my roots, as it were, and doing these 10 minutes off the cuff, a little bit faster to produce videos that would be simpler, but not as content intricate. Maybe that's a new word that I'm using, content intricate. Or the last option is, even though this is called the daily check-in, I could move away from doing a daily video and do something on a slightly slower cadence, but something that I can dedicate more time and improve the overall quality of. And this is kind of where you, dear audience, come in. I recently moved above 500 subscribers, moving quickly towards 600, and it does seem to be accelerating because I'm hitting topics that people are finding interesting, whether it's the whole Raspberry Pi running ESXi series, whether it's Terraform Tuesday, or just some of the other Vault commentary I've been doing, or even some of the tech analysis stuff, depending on who it is. And, honestly, best career advice, some of the people I've talked to, they're, sharing it with their audience, and that's getting a lot of views. So the stuff that I'm doing seems to be resonating with you folks out there. And if I want to keep doing it, I need to find a way to do it where the opportunity cost is lessened. And so to that point, I'm curious to hear from you. Would you prefer videos on a slower cadence, but higher quality, more in-depth? Would you prefer shorter videos delivered daily, less intricate? Or would you prefer that I do neither and increase the quality and also keep the same production schedule that I've been doing? All of those are possible, but I think there's some implications to each of them. If I want to improve the overall quality of the video and keep my regular cadence, I need to find a way to monetize it. Otherwise, I will have to stop because I'm turning down other opportunities to do this. And in order to monetize it, I'm going to need like sponsors and probably to set up a Patreon. Is that something you'd be interested in? Would you be willing to chip in a couple of dollars on Patreon just to keep this video thing going? That would be pretty awesome. The lower simplifying and regrouping, I don't really need to do anything. If that's what appeals to you, let me know. And finally, if it's just lowering output and improving quality, I can do that, but that requires, I'm gonna have to like rename a bunch of stuff and maybe change my intro. And so there's a lot of stuff that needs to shift with that as well. So that's kind of what I'm thinking at a high level. If you want to let me know what you think, let me know down in the comments. If you're listening on the podcast, drop me a line on Twitter. It's Ned1313, and just, let me know what your thoughts are regarding the change of the format for the daily check-in. I think that's all I have. If you've watched any of my Pluralsight stuff, the quality that I could bring with editing and the proper amount of time. So it's certainly possible for me to do it. It's really just a matter of buckling down and starting a Patreon and doing all the things to become a more official YouTuber, if that's the direction that things are going. So thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing. I look forward to hearing your opinions down in the comments, or like I said, hit me up on Twitter. It's Ned1313. Until next time, stay healthy and stay safe out there. Bye for now.